welcome back to The Big Picture. We got a lot of people in the studio right now. How's it going, guys?
Doing great.
Well.
Did you make it in okay for the rain?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, well, joining us right now, we have Lorenzo Brent. You are the CUL VP of Programming. We have Erika Fitzgerald, grant recipient of Glamour Girls on the Go. Then we have Dawn Redmond, joining us as well. Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Thank
Lorenzo,
you for having us.
talk to us about the Columbus Urban League. Obviously, very ingrained in the community, and part of this grant program is just some of what the Columbus Urban League does.
Yes. We have 3 pillars at the Columbus Urban League. That's entrepreneurship, workforce, and financial empowerment services. And our goal is to close the wealth gap inside Columbus.
And so, what is the process like getting these grants? Sounds tough. Not easy.
It is not, but thanks to Mayor Ginther and the City of Columbus, we were able to provide, this grant of $10,000 for 5 individual businesses.
Okay, and one of those businesses is yours.
Yes.
Tell us about Glamour on the Go.
Glamour Girls on the Go is a full salon. We offer hair services, esthetician services, and we also do a mentorship program with the youth in the neighborhood.
Talk to us more about that. What do you do?
In the summer, what we do is we get children from different organizations, and we just teach them entrepreneurship, how to run a business, how to do products, just teach them how to do some life skills and better educate them in life.
I was just...
No, you're fine. You said the inspiration behind starting this was your daughter.
Yeah, the
Can you
inspiration.
talk to us more about her and all that? where
Yeah,
that
the
came
inspiration for me to start Glamour Girls on the Go was actually more than one daughter. One of my daughter does hair care, and the other one does esthetician. She got her license, so I decided to open the salon in a neighborhood that we are 5 generations living in that neighborhood, and putting the salon in that neighborhood to offer quality service to inner city people. You know what I'm saying? That probably couldn't receive those kind of services elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. And when you factor in the whole entrepreneurship factor of everything, how does that fit in?
Well, the entrepreneurship fits in because as growing up, I mean, businesses, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you leave your children? You know, so I decided to be able to start a business that my daughter could develop and keep moving and pass it on maybe to eventually her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And Dawn, how do you fit into all of this?
I'm really a support person for my sister here. I do some business consulting myself. So we decided to tackle this grant and see how we could do a great pitch. And I'm just really excited that we actually received it because we were scrambling at the last minute, trying to hurry up and get things done.
And
get
for
some estimates.
other organizations out there who are thinking, well, maybe we could do this too. What was that process like to get all that put together and figure out, here's what we need, here's our mission?
I think it really
Passion.
starts with the mission. We have always traditionally been in the community and making sure that we are part of the service that we give back. So that's the first thing. It just doesn't start when that RFP is available. It really starts before that. It starts with the pride in your community. What would you like to see different? So we saw an opportunity. There's a great space right next to her business that we decided would be excellent for children to come and families to come and really be able to have a safe space. And that's exactly what the grant was for, a safe corridor, and we fit right in. So we felt like we would have a strong proposal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure you heard from a lot of businesses. Obviously, only 5 could be awarded. But what were some of the greatest needs you were hearing from other pitches?
So the greatest needs that we saw were really, and let's start with the pitch competition was about creating a clean and a safe corridor. And so a lot of it was around cleaning up the neighborhood, making sure that there was lighting, making sure that there was security. And so a lot of it focused around making it a safe space for not only children, but also for the businesses to bring in more customers. And so just making sure that the neighborhood overall, because King-Lincoln Bronzeville is a traditionally African-American community, and making sure that it got the love that it needed this summer. And so we're excited for it. We put out the pitch competition. The goal was to reach every business on Mount Vernon and Long Street, which we did. So we canvassed the area. We sent emails out. We knocked door to door to make sure that everybody could come in and decide to pitch this and had the access and opportunity to get the $10,000 to help their businesses.
Right.
And a lot of them are small businesses that are serviced by our Minority Business Assistance Center at the Columbus Urban League. So we wanted to make sure that those businesses that we work with, or if they hadn't worked with, that we would work with them to help them on the pitch competition. So we provided the documentation, what they needed. We didn't just throw out an RFP. So we wanted to make sure that they had everything they needed, what they needed to think out, from a financial aspect to what you could do with it and a time frame to do it. So, yes.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, King-Lincoln Bronzeville is a historically Black neighborhood in Columbus. There's so much history there. And in recent years, we've seen a big push to make King-Lincoln Bronzeville a fantastic place to raise a family. What has that effort been like as somebody who's grown up there?
Well, so for me, like I said, I'm 5 generations in that neighborhood. So I was a little young girl running up and down Mount Vernon when it was a meat market, when it was a barbershop, Spencer's Coney hot dogs. So I remember how thriving that neighborhood was as a family-oriented neighborhood. And of course, as things progress, things decline. So to be able to see that come back to life, that's the passion. So for me, and a lot of the other businesses that pitched this grant, it was personal. It's passion. It's like being a part of seeing your neighborhood being revived again.
And we know that starts with our young people.
Absolutely.
And what you're doing at Glamour Girls on the Go is really focused on giving that leg up to our youth. And, in your mind, can there be that next step in that neighborhood without our young people?
Absolutely not. I mean, you have to pour in. If you don't put anything in a glass, the glass is empty. If you pour into the glass is full. So you have to show these kids that we care. You have to show them that there's a passion, that somebody cares about them, because there's not a lot of things going on in that neighborhood. The recreation center has been shut down for 2 years because of fire. So you have to invest. You have to show them that you care and do something about it. Action speaks more than words. They look and see, are you participating? Are you caring? And we do a lot of things seasonally in that neighborhood to show them we care. We do back to school drives. We do Halloween. We do Christmas giveaways. She has Toys for Tots. So we pour into the neighborhood.
And with your daughter also being a part of this business, does she want to stay in that area? Does she also want to see it grow and bloom?
Absolutely. She actually works for Grant Hospital in IC unit. And when she's not at work, she's there. So she actually did a program for back to school where they actually cut and did, I think they did 100 kids last summer to get ready for school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot. Awesome.
Marika, Dawn, Lorenzo.
Thank you
Thanks so
all.
much for coming in and joining us.